Hello everyone! Christmas is fast approaching, so today I did a Christmas makeup look and I hope you enjoy. So starting with my base, I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter and I'm just using my fingers to roughly blend that in. Don't need to be super precise because this will go under the foundation. Next, for my foundation, I'm using my favorite Maybelline Fit Me foundation. For heavier coverage, I'm using 2 pumps today and using my fingers to spread it around my face. Now I'm going to use a foundation brush, and this is from Real Techniques. I'm using a stippling motion to spread the foundation, which gives it a fuller coverage. I'm also going to take my sponge just to make sure that there are no streaks, so I'm going to pat this all over my face and push everything in. I think the foundation has done a pretty good job of covering my dark circles and pimples, so I'm just going to use my concealer to lift my face. This is the concealer from Maybelline as well. It's also part of the Fit Me series. I'm placing this in my inner corners, the ends of my eyes, along my nose, and the sides of my mouth. Then I'm going to use my fingers to blend it in. For my eyes, I'm using the 3CE Liquid Shadow Primer in Pink Ground to even out the discoloration on my eyelids and also cover up some veins. Here I have my NYX pressed powder. I'm focusing on my forehead, nose, and dusting the remainder around my face so that I don't look too matte and some of the glow from my earlier products still show through. Next, moving on to contour. I'm using my Peripera V Shading Powder, but I have to use a heavier hand here because it's not very pigmented. So I'm just shading the contours of my face, trying to slim it down. Moving on, I finish up with a bright pink blusher from 3CE. I love how this shade really pops on my cheeks, and I actually think it makes me look younger and cuter. And I'm also going to use the same contour for my nose as well, just to make it look slimmer and taller. Now moving on to brows. I'm using a shadow for the front of my brows. The eyeshadow that I'm using here is from my Born to Run palette. But I think I accidentally used too much, so I had to remove some with my Q-tip. But the point of using a powder is for a softer look and also to give it that powder brow look. For the rest of my brow, I'm going to use my Maybelline pencil to draw out the shape and fill in the gaps. I'm also extending it out a little bit to make my face look smaller. Finally, I'm going to finish up my brows by taking a light shade from my eyebrow contour kit to set my eyebrows. For the eyes, I'm using my favorite Cinnamon Swirl palette. If you watched any of my other videos, you know this is my to-go-to palette because all the colors are just so beautiful. So I'm using the shade Food Court and using my ring finger to press the color into my eyes. This helps to minimize fallout, and I also think it just gives the best color payoff. I'm just keeping the color within my eyelid, so I'm not going to go any higher than my crease. Then using an eyeliner brush, I will take some of the same shade and place it on my lower lash line, starting from the center and working my way in. Then I'm going to use my NARS Afterglow palette, and this is another of my treasured palettes, and I'm going to use the shade Bayaderi 1, and this is just a metallic golden orange. It's super beautiful, and I'm using a small detail brush. I'm going to wet it with a spritz of setting spray to intensify the color. Then I'm placing the shadow in my inner corners and blending it into the first eyeshadow. Now to make the eyes stand out even more, I'm going to go in with this glitter from my McGrath palette. It's a beautiful glitter, and I'm going to take a brush that's not dense, like this one, and use it to tap the glitter above my eyeshadow. Now to finish off, I'm using a brown shadow as my eyeliner, and I'm going to wing out the line to extend the length of my eyes. Then I'm going to go in with a black liquid eyeliner and go over the lash line and end where my eye stops without flicking it out. Now I just curl my lashes and put on my mascara. For my upper lashes, I'm using the Maybelline Lash Lift, and for my lower lashes, I'm using the Peripera color Cara. For my lips, I'm first going to cover the edges of my lips with some concealer and use an eyeshadow brush to buff out the concealer. Then I'm going to use a small brush and 3 lip products to bring my lips back. First, I'm using the Etude House Fixing Tint in Midnight Mauve. I'm applying some at the back of my hand, and beginning from the inner part of my lips, I slowly build the colors out to the edges so that I can create a nice clean line. I slowly build up the color intensity, and also I can build the shape that I want. Next, I'm going to take a darker shade, and this is the Peripera Ink Mood Matte Tint in the color, this is just number 2. And placing this in the inner part of my lips, I also blend it out to give a nice gradient. And finally, I'm going to top it all off with a gloss, and the gloss I'm using is by Revlon. This is the Super Lustrous The Gloss in Rose Quartz. I like this gloss because it has flecks of gold in it, so it's really pretty and actually quite subtle. The lip gloss brings out the volume of my lips and also helps to hide some of my lip lines. And that's it, the look is complete. All the products I used are listed down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like it, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and Merry Christmas!